So far, you've learned to create libraries and reusable test step blocks. But how can you use them? Additionally, what do you need to do if you want to edit a step in a test case that is linked to a library? By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to create a test case using reusable test step blocks and modify a linked test case. Now, let's look at what you can do with objects that you created in the library and where to use them. We'll also look at why you might need to unlink your test objects from the library and how to do so. After creating a library that contains reusable test step blocks, you no longer need to copy and paste test case objects. Instead, you only need to add the blocks to the test case. Tosca will create a reference to the library. All these test objects, that is, libraries, reusable test step blocks, and test cases, can be found in the test case section of Tosca. After you've created a library and reusable test step blocks, the blocks can be added to a test case in the same way as a module. You can drag and drop them onto the test case and then rearrange them. You can also use the shortcut Ctrl-T to bring up the menu to search and add the items to the test case. Once the linked blocks are in the test case, they will show up as a reusable test step block reference. The name of the block also has reference at the end. For example, once you have added the reusable test step block precondition, you will see the reusable test step block reference with precondition reference in your test case. Sometimes you want to change something in one test case that is linked to the library. However, if you change the reusable test step block itself, the change will be applied to every test case that uses this reusable test step block. Just for this one test case, you could remove the link from a specific artifact to the library. Simply right-click on the reusable test step block reference and select Resolve Reference. Please note that once you have resolved a reference, you cannot relink it back to the library. Let's take a look at an example of how to add reusable test step blocks. Using drag and drop, you can add the precondition and postcondition blocks to the test case and create a process folder for the future steps. Then, you can bring the reusable test step block references into their correct location. Next, in the process folder, the reusable test step blocks can be added using the Ctrl and T key combination. The reusable test step blocks are at the top of the list, making it easy for you to access them. As the test step shopping cart procedures will be modified in a later lesson, you will need to resolve the reference of the folder Start Checkout reference. To do so, right-click on the folder and choose Resolve Reference. The folder name is now Start Checkout, and you can make edits to the test steps inside it without needing to change the reusable test step block. And this brings us to the end of this lesson. You are now able to create test cases from reusable test step blocks in a library. You can also modify a reusable test step block reference using the Resolve Reference function. Try this exercise to test your knowledge.